All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of RNW. I didn't fuck up this time. Last week I fucked up, but I didn't fuck up this time.
Yeah.
But welcome back to another episode of RNW. I'm in Church We Trust. We got Drew the God, and we got it's HB Bitch. And this week, aka, he is the bed general. Yeah,
He had to
yeah.
stand, he had to stand up.
He had to
He
stand.
the he the first black member of Imperium.
That's a
Like,
fact. Whoever said
Right.
he was racist is lying.
So so let's start it off like we always do with Drew the God with the news.
man. So as y'all know, Raw is moving to Netflix in January. But starting this coming Monday and every Monday until Raw moves to Netflix, it will only be 2 hours. So that's a big deal. Raw for the last 12 years has been a 3 hour show. Some people love that it's 3 hours, especially like in the last couple years. Some people hated that it was 3 hours because the shit was just way too long and just too drawn out, same matches every week. What do y'all think? Raw cutting down an hour.
I'm actually with that because now it just gives some sort of uniform with SmackDown.
Mm.
So that way now both shows will be 2 hours. So now when you're sitting down watching the show, you're like, okay, I know I got 2 hours to watch this or whatever the case may be. I'm with that. I just hope that the movie doesn't sacrifice the storytelling. But because I do understand that sometimes, they had when they did have the 3 hour shows, it's like, damn, we actually needed 3 hours um
Mm.
for this because it was fire. But there was also other times, like you said, where the shit was just drawn out. So I'm with it. I'm cool with that. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, I don't understand this whole move to USA right now when they're
What, for
gonna go to
SmackDown?
no for Raw as well.
Raw's on USA.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's right, that's a good point. But I'm
So
saying
the SmackDown contract ends next month.
that's what
And
it is.
SmackDown is now moving to, so starting in October, SmackDown will be on USA. And for 2 weeks, NXT will also be on USA. And
Hmm.
then NXT will go to CW, which is similar to where
Right.
SmackDown started when it was on WB for the old heads like us.
Hmm. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, so I just got confused there. But yeah,
Yeah.
as far as them moving in 2 hours, I'm cool with it. I was again, as long as it doesn't fuck up the story and shit, then I'm cool.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah,
HB.
waiting for me, my fault. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Are you ready to pot? Like, what happened?
nah, I
You
mean,
froze? I thought you
I
never
did feel
freeze.
I don't really I feel like it's gonna sacrifice the storytelling.
Mm.
I, and that's why I'm not agreeing with it because now we finally getting the long-term storytelling that we've been wanting to make it more interesting. We kind of getting that soap WWE back, and then that was cutting to 2 hours. So I'm not agreeing with it um, because of that. Unless if it's just for the end of the year, and then we getting some big surprise, they move to Netflix in January. But like at this point, I'm not a big fan of it.
Mhm. I mean, it seems a little murky too. So everything that initially was planned was Netflix was gonna have a 3 hour Raw.
Mhm.
Now with this whole 2 hour thing, there's rumors that Netflix only wants a 2 hour Raw. I don't know how true that is. I don't know like where that is in terms of the developments. I think I'm probably with Shanor for right now that we're probably gonna lose something by losing
Mhm.
that hour because I think like Triple H, it seems like he writes a show, regardless of whether it's a PLE or like weekly show. He writes it just right for that, 120 minutes or whatever.
Mhm.
If he's got 3 hours, he's able to write it perfect for that. But beyond that time is too stretched out. So I don't. I think they just figured out how to make it 3 hours and be compelling.
Mhm.
Like they just figured it out. So now it's like, all right, you got one less hour. And like, who's going to sacrifice? Is it going to be tag team matches? Is it going to be the women's matches? the mid card already basically lives on weekly TV shows, so you can't cut that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So like, what do you cut from this time?
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
You got to cut something to cut
Yeah.
out a full hour. Like that Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman match. That shit was like 22 minutes. That was one of the longest matches Braun Strowman ever had.
And it
They're
was
not getting
fire.
on 22 minutes in a 2 hour show.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of, and it sucks because we got at least one really fire pay-per-view through the end of the year, and that's War Games Survivor Series. So I don't know. Like, does that fuck it up?
I guess we'll
Yeah.
see. I guess we'll see. Mm.
So
Yeah.
the next story, I know we were texting about it yesterday. It's like funny but serious, but funny at the same time. This whole back and forth between Logan Paul and Kevin Nash. I'm almost certain it's a work at this point. Because it just seems too like inflammatory for it to be some like, oh, this is some real life shit. Because Kevin Nash really beat the dog shit out of Logan Paul. Like,
I don't
keep it
know.
a stack. What?
Logan pulling up on people, beating their ass. You see? I mean, it's fact. He pulling up on people like people hit him up like, I want to fight. He's like, bet, pull up, sign this, and I beat your ass. He did it. And he might be off the juice. I don't know. But like, my fault. Go
No,
ahead.
no, you good. You good.
So,
You good. So
um,
what can you give us some
yeah.
backstory on the
So the context is, and this is also kind of lost on people because they just seeing like the Kevin Nash clip and then the Logan Paul response. Kevin Nash has actually been praising Logan Paul for like the last 2 years about how like he can come in, he's super professional, he's great in the ring, he's fucking wild athletic, like all the shit we kind of been saying about him.
Mhm.
Kevin Nash has been saying at every performance. Of course, Logan Paul has impulsive. He had Hulk Hogan on as a guest. I don't know if you know, Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan is not friends. They not buddies. They not partners. None of that shit. Kevin Nash is like a hard Democrat, super left wing. Does not fuck with any kind of conservatism. And he didn't fuck with Hulk Hogan. Saying that word.
Mhm.
I don't gotta say it. But
Send the podcast.
so you feel
I
me?
mean,
So I think he was a little upset that he had Hulk Hogan on, and then he like revealed that he didn't know the difference between the shoot and the work. So he was like,
mhm.
yo, like he's not one of the guys. Logan Paul took that personal because like he is putting in effort and time into this craft. And Kevin Nash basically said, fuck you from the boys. He's like, oh, I don't want to be one of the boys. And fuck you back.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where we at.
He took it easy. Because if it was me, I'm throwing Franks. Like, if it was
Yeah.
you,
First
I'm
of all, he's
throwing,
from Cleveland. He's not from New York. So
I'm talking Franks. Like, what? That's
Mm-mm-mm.
me. That's indeed. Oh, my. Like, off rip. Like, fuck out of here. Like, what you
straight
mean?
to it.
Straight to it. Like, I'm front flipping off everything. I'm back flipping. I'm doing all kinds of shit. Got a
Mhm.
crazy move set. Like
Hmm.
only person really on that kind of level with me is on like Ricochet, and he's better. But for me to come in and already doing some of that shit,
Nah, he ain't
like
fucking with Jacob.
Jacob,
Fatu,
Fatu.
he different.
270.
He different.
He do all that shit.
But he's in like a different class. Like
Nah, he's
that's
not. He's elite.
that's what like Jacob is in a whole nother class. Like Ricochet is there too, because Jacob. But
Hmm.
like for Logan to come in and be like knocking on the
Yeah.
door and that crazy springboard he did at the last paper is crazy. So
Mhm.
so like if it's real, I kind of understand like, yo, I'm here. I came in, I'm taking your sport serious. I'm using my social media likeliness to kind of pump it up. My fans are coming and I'm not doing bullshit work. I'm training, I'm doing crazy advanced
Hmm.
moves that you would have never thought I can do. I'm becoming a heel that for my time is a really actually decent heel. You know what I mean? So if it's serious and you like coming at me because I didn't know a term lingo because times has changed and the old boys club is not like that in the locker room anymore. Everybody's in their phones and doing their own thing. And I don't know certain shit. You coming at me instead of teaching me, man, F you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if it's a work, I would like to see how it turned out.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Kevin Nash said something, alluded or said something to the fact of that in regards to Logan's pay. Like he's saying he's making
Oh yeah,
X amount of dollars.
he brought up his
Yeah.
salary. He said something like the kid is making 5 million, and
Hmm.
the rest of the roster, who not the top tier people, is basically scrumming for house shows just to make
Just to
ends meet.
survive.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when it comes to that, and I have to say this, I'm not a big Logan Paul fan. I dislike Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I respect what he's doing because I can't deny his talent. That's one thing
Mm-hmm.
I can't do. But as a person, nah, I'm not fucking with Logan Paul.
Mm.
But to Kevin Nash's point, I kind of agree with Kevin Nash. It's like, hold up. So you come in, granted you are talented, but there's also people that's just as talented as you
Mm-hmm.
getting scraping at these house shows, and you're a part timer. You're a part timer. You're hardly there you became a champion quick as fuck. And
He did.
when you became champion, you were a part time champion, and it was a mid card championship. So it was like I don't know. I understand him saying like, no, fuck you, because you're not you're not taking this shit seriously. And there's people who are busting their ass every night at these house shows, fighting to get on TV and all of that. So I understand where Kevin Nash is coming from, honestly. I'm not I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. I think I see both sides of it. Um, like in terms of Logan Paul, like I said before, I think he's definitely putting in work. He has to be trained. Like some of the shit that he's pulled off, a lot of people ain't pulling that shit off. Even
Mhm.
with all their years of experience. But I can't deny the fact that the Jake Paul effect, it's the same thing. He's infiltrating the space. He's getting help from some of the best people in that industry to get set up with the best matches and the best paydays, all that. And you're watching other people, like when it comes to boxing, you're watching other people get their heads beaten to win a couple of dollars. Jake Paul cashing in millions after his second fight. That's crazy.
Mhm.
And I can't say that the dedication to the craft is beyond those other people. And then when it comes to Kevin, so like I see it with Logan Paul, if it is real, he should feel some sort of way in some sense. Like no matter what happened, he basically, was talking to him crazy. He said, "Fuck you." So
Mhm.
like as a man, you say that it's up. But at the same time, I can see Kevin Nash's point. Like Kevin Nash, there's something about paying dues in this business that like you just can't get past. Like you got to do certain things. Like if you haven't paid your dues for people to accept you in the locker room. And
Mhm.
to be honest, like he's on the road with them every once in a while. Even when he's on the road with them, he's not with the town with the rest of the talent and shit. He's separate. So
Mhm.
that's gonna build some animosity and division. So, if he wants to be, a major player long term in this, he's gonna have to at some point acquiesce and be with the rest of the locker room and become one of the boys.
Man, I had mixed feelings because I spoke to the personal back and forth. I
Hmm.
didn't speak to like the background that y'all both spoke to or
Hmm.
Mhm.
spoke about. Um, to some degree, I do agree. Like, all right, yeah, he comes in and he this top guy. He making all this excess amount of money. He's getting a championship belt, stuff like that. He's a part timer. Most of the people who have the belts are part timers. The belt are not being defended every week. You might get a one like if you really look at it, the belts
Who's
are
a
But
part
never
but
timer
the
right now?
I'm not talking about in terms of even if it's a full timer, like Braun Breaker probably defending his belt How many times has he defended since he won it?
Yeah, but he's on TV every week.
He's on
So,
TV every week.
That's
Yeah.
the
bro,
point
there's
I'm
a
making.
huge difference between. So that means that they're putting some breath, they're putting some space in between his defenses, which they weren't doing with some of those mid card belts.
Yeah.
But like to have the champions on TV every single week is an accomplishment in comparison to the last maybe 10 years, where
That's a
like
fact.
between Brock Lesnar and Roman, like we got to points where like Roman was the champion. We ain't see the nigga on TV for like 2 months.
Hmm.
And he'll pop up and there were some pay-per-views he wasn't even defending. He was in a tag team match with the bloodline. Like that over time that gets boring.
It does. It does. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is everybody, you can't come at Logan Paul for that. You got to come at the people who's writing the script. You got to come at Triple H. You
Mm-hmm.
got to, like, if you're going to make the decision to put the belt on this guy, you got to make sure you explain to him the stipulations. Like, hey, we're going to do like this 3 to 6 month work. Can you dedicate one time a week to being here, being prepared to read the
Mm-hmm.
script, being prepared to possibly wrestle for 3, maybe 6 months, depending how long you're choosing to possibly run the script? Because shit might change or whatever, and you
Yeah.
might prolong it because the crowd react. But you give them a stipulation like, hey, this is where we might go in the next 3 to 6 months. Can you dedicate yourself once a week to possibly do this, blah, blah, blah. If you say no, then you got to go a different direction. You get what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
unlike everybody else, Logan Paul has other things that he's doing because of his star, his fame. You know what I mean? And his network. So that's all I'm saying. I'm like, I can't come at Logan for that. I'm sure if he was like, y'all want to be full time, they would figure something out for him. But like, if you know you're gonna write him into the script like that, then you need to have those conversations with him of how you're gonna do it and see if he can dedicate that time to do so. You get what I'm saying? Then,
Yeah.
in terms of how can I say other people other people feeling a certain kind of way, that's still back up to Triple H to a certain degree. Like, if I come in as a top entity, I'm not saying I'm supposed to get everything off the rip. He's supposed to put a belt on me, blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfucker, he doing his thing. He could wrestle. He playing the part. He doing the thing. He's an attraction. People coming to watch him. He's making money. I kind of understand, but this goes back to the administration once again. Can you do the same thing for the guys that are already there? Can you put them into the light to develop into something? Because a lot of time we know that they don't have full control of their creativity. Sometimes they may go off script or say something and then they
Mm-hmm.
pop, and then that's when the administration might be, oh, we like that. Let's
Mhm.
let's go this route. And sometimes they have to take chances with their jobs to possibly go into a direction they want to go in. So
Mm-hmm.
that's once again on the administration. Are you going to free up a little bit with the creativity? I'm not saying like be on some AEW type shit, but are you going to give them the opportunity to possibly figure something out that worked for them? My
Mm-hmm.
fault. That's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't disagree with you in terms of, your view of Logan and maybe even putting the responsibility on Triple H. But I think like Triple H it's a business at the same time too. Like he's capitalizing on Logan Paul popularity by continuously placing him in certain situations, certain matches, all that, giving him the US title. I
Mm-hmm.
think that when Kevin Nash referenced the salary part, and I definitely left that out, like when bringing the story up, I think that's a huge piece. So like, WrestleMania is a UK website. They marked down the top five paid wrestlers in WWE last week.
Mhm.
Um, I'm sure you can figure out who number one is just based
Mhm.
on merch and how long he was the champion. It's Roman
Right.
Reigns. Next is Cody. So Roman Reigns makes 15 million. Now again, remember what Logan Paul makes. Roman Reigns makes 15 million. Cody Rhodes makes 10 million.
He makes
Randy Orton
5.
makes 10 million.
Mhm.
Seth Rollins makes 9 million. That's a brand new deal. And CM Punk just signed a brand new deal for 8 million. And you're telling me he's only 3 million less than CM Punk? He's only 4 million less than Seth. Like that's when it starts to get crazy because then when you mention, and we're gonna talk about sleepers later on, when you mention people like Ricochet, I would say that Ricochet is head and shoulders better than Logan Paul. Not even close. Ricochet has never touched 5 million in his career in a single year. I don't think that ever will be justified. And Ricochet's one of the boys, is a good hand. He's always gonna be safe, and he does some of the craziest moves. So when I think about it like that, I can see why people say you need to pay dues to be in this business. Because you hear how they've all glowingly spoke about Roman, and if you go back 5 years, most of them really was like, he ain't shit. John Cena called him his GOAT. So I can see both sides of it. Kevin Nash, if Kevin Nash really got a problem, he could go to Triple H and be like, what you gonna do? Triple H gonna be like, listen, I'm trying to get this bread. I don't even fuck with something for real. But I'm trying to get this paper.
And I'm sure it's like that, low key.
I think he fuck with him. I think he fuck with him.
He's cool. He's talented. Like on a personal level, he probably don't care too much for him. No, his Logan is all right. But
I think he's protecting him to a certain extent. I think Triple H is trying to. He's the cash cow. Like those 5 people I named are draws. Logan is also a draw.
He's a draw.
You may not like him. People may not like him, but he's a draw.
Yeah, I can't deny that. So yeah.
But maybe this will work. Like maybe we're gonna get a Logan. Look, Kevin Nash keeps retiring because he keeps getting hurt trying to get back in the ring. But Son stay in amazing shape. So
I'll be here for it. Diesel.
Listen, if he was to get back in the ring, Logan would have to definitely carry the match. Like Logan would have to sell the shit out of it, and like he probably would also get the win. But like if this is a work, man, this is an intriguing way to get me to even think about fucking a Kevin Nash match.
He probably gonna get jumped. Probably going Kevin Nash going Kevin Nash is gonna bring and he gonna bring some. He's gonna bring some of his his ninjas with him. you know what I'm saying?
Like half of them dead now, right? Yeah,
but the niggas that can still walk, like he gonna bring them with him.
Motherfuckers dead now.
X-Pac might pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Get well soon. Yeah, facts. Get well soon, X-Pac.
Damn, get well soon.
Yeah, facts.
Who else out there? Sting? I don't know. A couple people might.
Shawn Michaels ain't wrestling. He over here getting twerked on in NXT,
and I don't blame him. So like, yeah, but yeah, I'll be intrigued by it. I think that'll be cool to bring a legend back and run a segment with them, and I think that would be something different. Now that would be, how can I say, like something you would have never thought that would have happened.
Would you do it at Mania?
No.
Would you do it at Big Four? So Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. I would do it at Royal Rumble.
I would have do it at one, but not like Mania or something like that. But I would do it at one of those. But not
like I would put Logan in the Royal Rumble, and he goes on a run. He eliminates motherfuckers, and then he starts getting beat up, and then you hear the Diesel fucking truck go off, and my son come out. Big boot him out the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, and then he just get drop kicked out by some weak person, and then he just laughed because he did his job.
And you said, so you mean like that would be the start of it?
I mean, that could be the start. That could be the end of it because I don't know if Kevin Nash could do much more than that.
He could do talking segments.
Yeah, he could do plenty of talk. He can talk all day. He got a pod. I ain't plugging it because it ain't ours, but like, shout out to them.
Right. Invite us on. You feel me?
Facts.
I talk shit about Logan if you invite us on. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yo, he just switch sides on him quick. He just
soon as money's involved, yo,
like
fuck you, Logan. As soon as money involved,
I got you, bro. Put me up. I'll go here real quick. Let me know. Like,
all right. So then the next story, which was intriguing, I didn't even notice was happening. So Drew McIntyre just started his first movie, came out over the weekend. It was the movie that Dave Bautista was in, and he admitted that his dream match is with Batista. 2 hard-hitting, brolic motherfuckers in the ring. He said that would be his dream match. And he's upset that he'll never get that opportunity because Batista has retired. But it's funny, Batista also in the lead up to this release of the movie, he's talking about how he wants to hear his music played.
but
and
he
he wants
lost
to make
mad
an
weight.
entrance.
Yeah,
He lost a ton of weight. He's still like 235, 240, but
He's just skinny. He's so small now. Like compared to how he was before. God, like I ain't gonna lie, I thought that he was sick, and I thought it was like,
no, he
damn.
just
But I know I did my research and was like, okay, so he's
yeah.
just
And
real
Batista is
lean.
he's an older gentleman, a lot older than people think. I think Batista like he might be 50 almost now.
Okay,
so,
all
you
right.
know
So,
the
but
funny
I
thing
mean,
is, oh, go ahead,
55.
my fault.
He's
Oh, damn.
55 years old. Yeah, he's not a young dude. So if I think that was the other reason he lost the weight, Trey, was health concerns. Because he was 290, 280,
mm-hmm,
290 for a long time.
He said he
mm-hmm,
was 315 for a movie
In the
role.
beginning. No,
Yeah,
when he first started WWE, he was over 300 pounds.
yeah. And he said he got back up to 315 because he had to gain weight for. I read it earlier today, actually. He had to gain weight for a movie role, and he said he started to feel uncomfortable. So he started to lose weight, and he lost about 30, 40 pounds. And he said he felt good, he looked good. But he said the more weight he lost, the better he felt. So he continued to
Mm.
lose more weight. I mean, but
mm-hmm.
230, well, how tall is he? 6'4"?
He's 6'4".
I mean, he's still kind of like we're used to seeing him like
Yeah,
that, but he still
yeah.
got some size on him.
I
Like,
said that. Yeah, I
yeah,
said that he's Aki, but like standing next to Drew McIntyre.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. He's like this, Drew McIntyre.
Thanks.
But I mean, I'll be down for seeing that match. I mean, I know
Thanks.
that'll be a dope match. Drew is definitely. I feel like honestly, I feel like Drew is at the top of his game right now. With everything that he's doing, even though I feel like the CM Punk story's kind of been dragging out a little longer than it needs to be, but I still think his work, like his performance, he's been out knocking it out of the park, like
Oh yeah.
100%. So I definitely
right.
feel like if anything, he could probably carry a match if Batista does sign on to do that. He could probably do most of the heavy lifting, so to speak,
hmm
um, and all of that. Especially now he's a heel, Batista come back as a face and all that other. So yeah, I think that's dope. I think that's something that should
But
happen, but we'll see.
Batista in the Hall of Fame? He's not in the Hall of Fame yet, right?
No, I don't think they inducted him yet.
He
Not
was
yet.
supposed to, but then COVID happened. He was supposed
So
to
he
be
has
at
so it
that
has to be
Hall of
this
Fame.
year. Has to be this
Yeah.
year.
So I wonder if that's because there was a whole thing about Batista wanted to lose in his last match because it was against Triple H and he had never lost to Triple H. All
Hmm.
that. Imagine he has a match this WrestleMania with Drew. I mean, at this point, Drew could just print money, just feuding with anybody. Like he just got to be angry. I think they also like, and we'll probably talk about it on a different pod. He also like hinted towards getting Wade Barrett back in the ring. So,
Mm-hmm.
I seen it.
mm-hmm. But I don't want to go. I
Drew.
don't want to get too far into
I'm
that.
not gonna
I
go
just,
to that. I'm not
yeah,
going to that. I know I wasn't gonna go into that. I like I like Drew as a heel. And he's quick on the mic. Like he's better than I thought. Like he be talking crazy. And like his off-screen antics, like on social media and stuff like that, like how
mm-hmm.
he does stuff and he thinks of stuff, a lot of Easter
Tweets.
eggs and stuff, and the tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I fucks with Drew. I think he's fire. Damn, you said don't talk about
Yeah, we
the
can't. I
way
don't want to
back.
go into that because that the crunk again. Triple H writing the shows
Mm.
perfectly to the amount of time. Man, he's good at this. Like you could tell he's
Mm-hmm.
good at this. But yeah, I think it would be cool, honestly. Like if Drew don't got no other shit, throw him that. Like a person is about to go in the Hall of Fame who probably could still have a really good match because he could prepare. Like
Mm-hmm.
say he started preparing in December for this match in April, he gonna kill the match. Like he came into and that was the last WrestleMania I went to. He came into that WrestleMania ripped for that match with Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Like had Triple H kind of looking like, oh, you've been slacking. You gotta get in the gym.
Right.
So yeah, and I think they could pull it off. And I wonder if he hinted towards it because that's what they gonna do.
It's possible.
Well, clearly he
Like
pulled
planted
up
the
on him.
seed.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like there's nothing in WWE that anybody does that you gotta that doesn't mean that's just points. I think people would actually everything is something that could lead to something else.
But
So
we
I'm with
so
you.
used to it not meaning shit. Like whatever happens on the show, we like, it was this week because that's
Hmm.
what it was like for so long. So now, like even like the Roman hitting Seth with the steel chair, like you call back to some shit that happened like 7 years ago.
Facts.
Last thing I would have thought, I'd have been like, oh, he about to crack Cody's skull. Like he about to give him
Hmm.
like the chair shot to the head. Like fuck it, I'm going to jail. So yeah,
The
nah, I think that shit
spontaneity is
interesting.
back. The
Yeah.
spontaneity is back 100%. Like you never know what's going, and that's I don't know if you remember. That's what we talked about before. I was like, yo, I missed that factor, and now that's back, which is why you see I'm back into watching it. But
Hmm.
I'm with that. They go that route with Drew, with Batista, or Wade, and all
Hmm.
the effort. Man, have them pull up on somebody else. Are we going to talk about? Uh, I'll wait till you finish the segment.
All right, but so speaking of spontaneity, on SmackDown this week, the last news story is about the backstage reaction to Giovanni Vinci getting buried. So I don't know if you peep. Sometimes it came by a commercial or like right before the commercial, right after. But there were vignettes for this dude who used to be in Imperium, Giovanni Vinci. He used to be tag team partners with Ludwig Kaiser. If he was coming back, my son was dripped out in Gucci and all kinds of shit. I mean, he was leaning into being truly Italian, not like Italian American or nothing. Like he was on his shit. And I was like, oh, he about to go on a run because I saw that Kaiser match from right before Bash in Berlin. Like, okay.
Hmm.
And my son lost in 4 seconds to
Hmm.
Apollo Crews, who his win loss record been trashed for like 3 years. So he got rolled up and pinned in 4 seconds, and everyone backstage was mad because they're like, yo, we thought that he was about to go somewhere with this, and they I buried him. I'm gonna say it first. It's Triple H. So I'm sure there's some sort of method to the madness to get him back over, but I didn't get the like. I'm sure those vignettes cost bread for them to shoot and edit and do all that shit. They couldn't have done it for no reason. Like, is he about to
Hmm.
go on a hill run because now he mad? Like, he got embarrassed? Like, what's the word?
I think it's trash. I think that whole thing was trash. I think it's pointless. We had a long ass intro. It's like his whole
Oh,
entrance
his
was
entrance.
fucking
Yeah.
long as fuck. And just for that shit to be 4 seconds, like that shit was trash. Like you don't it was a waste. It was a waste. That shit was a straight up waste. Like you said, hopefully Triple H, maybe we don't see inside his mind and he got some shit cooked up. But as of right now, if I'm just taking that from the product he
From what
showed
happened?
me,
Uh-huh.
nah, B, that's not it. That's not it.
That's some Vince shit, low key.
I don't even think Vince would have gave you all them vignettes though. Like he ain't spending no bread no more. Like that's some back in the day Vince, like '90s Vince. Like I'm gonna give you vignettes on the coming. He not giving. When the last time you seen a vignette for somebody that's coming in but to lose the first match?
I'm just saying like how he just got buried within the first 3 4 seconds of the match.
Yeah.
Like just that method is out and it's outrageous because it's not like you can like if it was a Braun Strowman or somebody. Okay. Like somebody at that level that could squat Drew McIntyre, like,
Hmm.
okay, you can rewrite that in a way to still get the character over because it's like, all right, this
Mhm.
is the top echelon, you haven't built up yet, shit like that. But for Apollo Crews, granted, it's dumb nice, but don't get to show all his shit. And he hasn't been shown in that light. So to have him do it like that is outrageous. Unless if you about to start some sort of, which the only thing I can tell is he's probably about to start some sort of storyline between those two in a similar way he did with like Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. Like,
Okay.
like, and have him start his run with Paulo Cruz and then go from there. That's the only thing I could tell. If not, that's crazy.
But the thing that also gets me is that the fact that the talent, though, like the other WWE superstars, are upset. Now, it's my understanding that everybody is in tune, everybody knows what the hell is going on there. In the
To
sense
an
of,
extent. So
right.
not everyone knows everyone's storyline unless maybe you dating somebody.
Mm,
So
okay.
like to a certain extent, you have an idea of what where things are going. But like a lot of the storylines, the two people that's going to get in the ring or the tag teams, whatever, they keeping that close to the vest because they want you.
Okay.
The same way they want to sell out in the crowd, they want to sell out at the curtain for you to
Okay.
watch the match.
All right. So then, because I was like, if the talent is upset, then I mean, they had no idea this was going to happen. They thought it was going to be a legit ass match, and then they ended up doing the 4 second shit. It's like, okay, so what's really going on? But again, my understanding was I thought everybody was, as a production, everybody knew what was going to happen, but I
Mhm.
guess not. But all right, bet. Still trash though. It's just still
Well,
trash.
that's
Hey,
the
that,
news.
that's what Trey said. Y'all got a problem.
That's the news.
Pull up.
So
Checking
let's
to tell
tap
everybody I keep.
to these weekly shows from last week.
All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Raw for last week.
Judgment Day pussy. You just jump right out
100%.
the
But
window.
they've been like
No, but
that's been
like
their whole MO. Let's
we
be
saw Rhea
honest.
Ripley hobble with a fucking uh crutch, and
Mm-hmm.
Liv was running.
Because Liv
She's
is
swinging that
soft.
shit. But she's swinging that shit like she Ken Griffey. Motherfucker, I
Oh,
run
and okay,
too.
so when she missed, what happens?
Uh, I'm not taking those chances to get
She's
my block
tumbling.
like that.
Nah,
Nah.
I'm
it
putting
looking
those
soft.
out
You can't be the champion running from somebody on one leg. Like that should look crazy.
I mean, it looks like they booking Rhea Ripley to be like this unstoppable force in the sense that even on one leg, she's dangerous. And
But
it's
wasn't
like
she? Isn't she already the unstoppable force? What else?
that's what I'm
What else?
saying. Like she can't be like super, like a superhuman in this case. Like,
Yeah.
there.
but
I mean,
still,
she's not superhuman. I don't see her as superhuman. I see what they're doing. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Trey. I see
no,
what
no,
they're
no. Go
doing though.
ahead. Go
Like,
ahead.
I mean, it's like, all right, she's on one leg. First of all, like even like you have the Judgment Day playing the Cowardly Hills, right? For the most
Mhm.
part. But they've been beating the shit out of Damian Priest and Rhea's ass the last 3 weeks. Like, even though they cowardly, they still whooping that ass. Every chance they get,
I,
they beating their ass. Every chance.
then but they lost at the pay per view, right?
They ain't care. They still jumping niggas.
They've gotten run off multiple times. Yeah, they jumped them, but they done got beat up the same amount of times, and only by two people, and they got
Mm.
five.
Let's keep it stacked.
Yeah.
Do they
Also, I
have a
feel like
powerhouse?
no,
I'm like, because Damian Priest is considered a powerhouse, right?
and Rhea.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm talking about. So do Judgment? They don't really
Oh,
have.
I guess Carlito.
He's probably the biggest
I
person.
guess, yeah, I guess he probably ain't no disrespect. I don't want no smoke. He got it,
Facts.
but
That motherfucker big as shit.
yeah, fact. I ain't gonna lie. Like this babyface Rhea is giving babyface Roman Reigns. I'm good.
Mm.
Too
Really?
super. Too super. When
Hmm.
you are injured and people are running from you and they got a belt, that's great. That's given when Vince McMahon was telling CM Punk like, yeah, I'm gonna have you go over against the Shield, but make Roman look strong. He's like, all right, bet. And they came back to him and was like, all right, maybe you might lose to them, but you could beat up the other two, but make Roman look strong. I bet. All right, you're gonna lose to them for sure. But whatever you do, make sure Roman looks strong. And the same Punk's like, all right, you want the motherfucker to win or what? Like what we doing? I think it's getting close to that. Like, I'd rather her be a heel and be this character than become a babyface and be this character. Because I think at some point, like, she's gonna be too beloved, and that shit always seems to like backfire.
Here's why I disagree. Here's why I agree, and here's why I kind of disagree. She was the heel. Remember, Rhea was getting a lot of smoke. And nobody really fucked with the character. She went heel. It was going well, but then she started to hit the Stone Cold stratosphere where she's heel, but they really fuck with her. Like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's almost like you have no choice. She's getting so high. It's like, all right, shit, we just have to make you a baby face because we're trying to make you go over as a heel, and it's not working because people really fuck with you now. So we got to kind of put you in. a babyface category. We had Dom screw you over,
Mm-hmm.
which added more effect to it. Then we put in you with another ultimate babyface and Jay Uso. Like I just feel like she had no choice but to go this route. Like it was only a few people that we talked about maybe 2 episodes ago
Mm-hmm.
that could be in that middle realm and flourish, which was Stone Cold and The Rock. Those are the only
Mm-hmm.
two like anti-hero babyface kind of characters who flirt with heel-like movements, but still really a
Mm-hmm.
babyface kind of shit where they can stay within that realm, do a lot of babyface shit, but then at the end hit you with a rock bottom or Stone Cold, crowd fucks with it. And she's starting to get to that realm where it's all right, we got to put you in babyface.
Yeah.
Because
I
Mm,
think you got to pick the right one though. So like that's what happened with the Shield. They chose Seth to be the heel. And
okay.
maybe Roman was the better choice, or maybe Dean was the better choice to be the heel because their group was a heel group.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
And when they split it, they ended up making Dean. And I would argue now, like looking at it, like hindsight being 2020, Seth is a way better heel. Oh no, he's way better baby face. In a more organic way than I think Roman is.
Oh, organically.
Yeah, like
Yeah, okay.
again, they made Roman a baby face, and the only thing we wanted to do was boo Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they finally made him a heel, all we wanted to do was cheer Roman.
Yeah.
So it has to be organic. Like, yeah, she's definitely getting mad cheers, but that like super overpowered baby face gets tiring over time. Like, same reason why like I want to see Bianca do something different.
mm.
I think we all do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's she did everything. She's been champion. She was champion for a year. She held it again. Like, she's won at 2 WrestleMania. Like, cool. I think she's undefeated at WrestleMania. Knock on wood. Before Triple H hear this and fucking make her lose next year.
That's what y'all niggas want.
Bet. I got you right now. Write it
Drinking
up.
water. Got you right now. Start raining. But like, I think she had. I don't know if Rhea is that dynamic enough where you could put her in the anti role. That's why they just pushed her to babyface.
Yeah.
Steph was so dynamic that it made sense because Roman looked
Well,
like he's probably still developing, and then he.
well, the crazy shit is, it didn't work either way. It didn't work for Seth to be a heel until he cashed in on Roman.
Mm,
Like when he cashed in on Roman and Brock, then it was like, all right, we really fucking hate him. Like
Mhm.
we want to like him because he was like the leader of the Shield, but like now that he did that grimy shit and stole like the main event of WrestleMania, now we loathe him. So that
yeah,
worked,
gotcha.
and I think it's the
Mm,
same thing with Roman. Like Roman can only be a babyface in like a really organic way. You can't make him be a
hmm
babyface, or we're gonna eventually we'll rebel. Like maybe we'll have moments like when he had cancer, when he announced he had cancer and shit. Everybody's cheering for him.
Mhm.
But like a couple months later, it was like, all right, my nigga,
Yeah, you don't got cancer no more. We can't.
you're in
Like,
remission.
yeah,
You see what I'm
I'm,
saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
worried that she might get down the line a couple months from now. Like it's gonna work right now because she hot. She hot as a fist
Mm.
grease. But like maybe Royal Rumble. What if she go in Royal Rumble eliminate 20 people? I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm good. I'm
I
good.
don't think. I think they could revert her back though. I don't think she's too far gone.
Oh, I agree. I'm saying that I
Yeah.
want her to go back. I don't want her to
Okay. Okay.
stay as this character. I'm saying if she stays as a babyface into the road to WrestleMania, I'm probably gonna be like, all right, John Cena. Like,
Right.
okay,
Right. Right.
I'm great. All right, big dog.
That's crazy.
Like,
But on the Rhea thing, do you think that actually she in this whole Judgment Day situation that she's actually the heel? She's actually like been the heel this whole thing. Because think about what she has done and everything that's happening to her. It's kind of coming back full circle in a sense.
yeah,
Like
I
everything
think
she did to
that's
Raquel Rodriguez and even
yeah.
Liv, because Liv went on this whole revenge tour because of what Rhea did to Liv.
I
Oh
didn't even
shit!
remember. I didn't even remember when she did that shit to
Yeah.
Live. To be quite honest, but
He hit us with a point and disappeared. That's what I'm
yeah, in
talking
fact, my son fell.
about. Like,
Um, You know what it is?
I
I
don't
think she
know.
is the heel though, because her and Damian Priest seem to be the masterminds of turning on Edge. Edge is the reason that the group exists in the first place. So they the heel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Like,
that
yeah,
whole
I
thing.
don't think that's murky. I think the only person that it was kind of murky the whole time, I always was like, oh, he kind of really a babyface, but nobody calling it out. Damian Priest, because
Yeah,
the whole him and Finn thing started really the beginning of this year, and the whole time he kept stopping Finn from doing dirty shit.
Hmm.
So I'm like, yo, why you doing that?
Hmm.
Like, you supposed to cheat, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, but he
Even
also
when he
cost
won his
Finn.
belt, when
He
he won
cost
his
Finn
belt,
the title
he ain't
match
need no
though.
help. He did, but I don't. He ain't doing it on purpose though.
Yeah, that wasn't purposely done like on some dumb shit. Like
Not
he
like what
like
Finn did to him.
yeah, like Finn
Yeah,
was
but
out
the
here
way they,
wilding.
but he threatened to cash in during his match though. Like he faked cashing like we're gonna cash in
It's
on his match, and it's
bro, it's
like
the money in the bank though.
after he told him like, yo, go ahead, do your thing,
That's like us being in the Royal Rumble. Like, yo, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna throw y'all out.
and then I get super
But the
kicked
moment you
over
turn your back, I'm still gonna throw you out.
We know we can't trust him. Like
It's the
yeah,
Royal
that's what it
Rumble.
is.
yeah, we
It's the
can't go
Royal Rumble.
Subway Mania with Drew now. Like get kicked off
Yeah,
super kicked off the two train messing with him. Like
I'm
I'm not
saying like it's the Royal Rumble.
like, yeah,
No,
Like I
yeah,
think
you're right.
Priest has been the babyface of their group this whole time. He's the person that shows sympathy. He's the person that wants to do it. He wants to do it. He wants to cash in the right way. Like, nigga, thought you was a heel.
right.
He was, yeah.
Mm.
I didn't look at it like that. He was. He low key was
The
because
fans
I
just
was like,
love
what's
Rhea.
Dom?
They just love her.
I
I
mean,
mean, how
because
can you not? Let's keep it a stack.
I
How
mean,
can you not love her?
hmm
I mean,
I
you
don't
see how
blame
she named
Jay.
her.
And she
She
got the
named
accent.
her, and like, yo, you see her pin that she just named her pin. Like, who trying to get pinned by Rhea? Like, let's keep it a stack.
That's crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Let's see what
I'm
else
just
was
stretching.
wrong. Again, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all, and I know we talk about this off camera, but like Raw, both the last week's shows was like
It
mid.
was
It was
mid.
like really
Yeah.
wasn't really anything that I could really say like really stood out. And
Oh,
I'm sure
was the Strowman match last week?
that was a week before.
You sure? No, I'm talking about when he was taped up and won the match to go into the Intercontinental title match.
That
Last
was
week.
last week. That
That
was
was
last
last
week.
week.
Yeah,
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 that was all right.
yeah. The number one contender tournament was okay. You know, Dragunov won. Um, his triple threat match. Oh well, then we also got Drew who beat the dog shit out of
CM
CM
Punk.
Punk and then stuffed the fuck. He broke the bees and threw the bees inside the man mouth. Again, there's certain shit in WWE that would not allow anyone to do, whether it's written in the script as for the show or not. You not about to throw
Hold
no
on.
bees in my mouth.
How much Punk
Oh,
make? Punk made 8 million. You go ahead. Go ahead.
nah, nah,
Go
B.
ahead.
Nah.
High five.
What?
It's
8 million?
fucking. It's like,
Listen, Trey, people get disrespected for nothing.
that's true. That's
You want
true.
me to backflip off the top? Got you.
What?
And
You
I
say you
told you
gonna
I was
Nah,
gonna
claymore
do that.
me from
he.
off the balcony? Say that.
Nah, but speaking of Claymore, yeah, Punk got Claymore. Yo, he knocked his
To
shoe off,
hell.
bro. Got his
He
shoe
got
off,
claymore to hell.
knocked the J's off,
The
and then
J's
had,
came right off.
and the nigga just decided to break the fucking bracelet and say, "Nah, eat that." And then even backstage, even while they was transporting the man out of the ring, he came back and beat his ass even more. Like, yo, all right, that was a good standout, I guess. And again, the triple threat matches for the number one contendership was all right. So we and then we got Sami Zayn challenging Gunther for
Don't care for it.
the
I fuck
belt.
with it though.
Don't care for it.
It ain't. I don't think it's anything special. But at the
Hmm.
same time, so going into WrestleMania, there were a lot of matches I was hyped for. That was a match I was like, oh, so I'm gonna go get a soda. Like, no disrespect to them, they could work for sure. But
Hmm.
Ain't no way he beating him. You're bugging.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm watching the match. Bro, I was on the edge of my seat watching that match. That was one of the best matches of this year. So now you up the ante. Now, do I think Sammy gonna win? Like, and we talked about this shit last week when it comes to people winning. I think Sammy has less of a chance to win than I thought KO had a chance to beat Cody. I definitely was giving KO like 30% chance. I give Sammy like 0.9% chance of winning this match.
And that's
Too
why I don't
early.
care for it.
But will he beat Gunther ass? For sure.
It's the
By
ring general.
9
Stop playing.
haluva kicks, 5 brain busters. He gonna do all them shits. Pause.
Hey yo.
Like,
Hey, yo.
he gonna do all them shits. He gonna do all them shits.
Let that
He
one
already
slide.
do like 5 haluva kicks per match. Like 8 Blue Thunder. That Blue Thunder bomb shit is fire.
That should be nobody should really be kicking out that. If he lands that, nobody should really kick out.
Bro,
They
everyone
doing that
kicks
shit
out
at
of that
this.
shit.
Yeah,
they weaken the fuck out of that shit.
yeah. I would say this though. The next time y'all keep disrespecting the ring general, I'm about to stop showing up. So like stop. Like it's my guy. Certain people I will not tolerate no disrespect. So like
He's one of them. I got you.
Gunther,
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns. I think those are probably the only two right now.
Jay.
Jay, I might squabble. We might squabble for Jay. I don't know. But those
Oh,
are
Rhea.
oh,
you ain't know, like, nobody talk about your girl Rhea.
100%. She's a little bit over Gunther for sure. Like those are the two right there.
Yeah.
One A, one B. But like, yeah, like next if we hear some disrespect, I'm not showing up next week, man. Straight up. Like, we can't be
He
doing it.
doesn't need a marquee dancing partner. Not
Yeah.
to say that Randy not. I think Randy is. That was a good draw. It was in German. Like, that made sense. And the callback was good. Sammy and him had probably the best match in WWE earlier this year. Cool. I'm sure they're gonna kill it in Atlanta. But like,
Mm-hmm.
he needs one of them ones. So yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be Drew. It can't be Drew. Drew done lost how many championship matches this year?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's Punk. Like, maybe Punk wins that feud and then he goes after Gunther and then Drew like fucking kicks his head off his shoulders and then he got to get the shit reattached before Rumble.
Can I
Right.
interject? I think that's the only thing that's going to make his championship run weak.
Oh, Punk
He
match?
needs no,
Oh,
like
if
he
he
needs a
doesn't get one of
marquee.
those,
Yeah, he
yeah.
need one or two guys like Randy. Cool, didn't really care for it. Sami Zayn, I don't care for it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? He needs a guy where I'm like, yo, he might dead ass lose. Like, and think that's what makes the matches more compelling. So not only do they have to be a dance partner, they got to be a guy that I'm like, yo, he might lose. Because the way how they market like Jay going against Roman, they made Jay come off strong to the point that he's about to win, and then he
Mm.
got cheated. So now when we see Jay and Roman face off again, we know it's an actual possibility that he might be able to win, especially how they wrote the
Mm.
storyline. So they need to do something with Gunther. Like I like how they marketed him. Damn near racist. He wearing suits. He calling people trash,
He,
street trash, all that
he
funny
kind of
stuff.
supposed. That's what he's supposed to do. I
Yeah.
mean, I think he's gonna be a really good champion. I think he should go probably past WrestleMania, and he definitely needs the marquee like dancing partner. But I'm not mad that Sammy getting the championship match.
Mm-mm. I think he deserves a championship match.
Yeah, facts.
I
I'm
just
not
don't think
mad
that he's
getting the
gonna
championship
win.
match.
I think that
Nah,
marquee person, honestly, I know you're probably gonna roll, especially Chanel probably gonna roll his
Chanel.
eyes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Seth.
it has to be Seth. That's probably gonna be that
That match is gonna be
person.
crazy though.
I'll be here for it.
But
Oh,
Seth
okay.
is he in shape though?
Yeah, not
No,
fat,
let's
not
no.
tubby, not
This
muffin
is
top
Seth
stuff.
taking his time, getting back in shape,
Okay, yeah.
recovering, coming back healthy, coming back to Seth when he had his run. Actually, I think he was injured
Hmm.
during the run, but when he first won the belt, like that healthy
Yeah.
Seth, he
Hmm.
that's a feud that I'm with. Like I'll be happy to see
That could
four,
get
like
crazy.
3 matches on. Like I
Hmm.
could see that. Um, yeah. So yeah, real quick, I want to wrap up Raw.
Oh, SmackDown?
And
Yeah.
well, I want to wrap it up. The main event
Okay.
was Damian Priest and Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Of course, they won Damian Priest and Jey Uso won, and of course leaning more into
That smell
the
something? I smell pussy. Ain't no way. Judgment Day is pussy. Ain't no way. You
um
can't be running.
right exactly with hobbling Rhea there, and then of course they ended with Rhea doing the yeets and all of that stuff. So I don't know. Do you think they leaning too heavy into that Jey Uso Rhea shit? Do you think this kind of
It's
I'm
giving
here for it.
attitude there. Yeah, it's fine.
okay?
Yeah,
It
because you
don't
got the
mean
live.
it don't mean nothing though. Like they don't
Hmm.
really. It doesn't do nothing for either one of their characters. It's just like a fun shit to see on TV, which they do got to infuse some of that. And I think Chanel was saying that like maybe the first like there got to be some goofy or like funny wrestling shit happening on the show. It can't all be. I mean, I'm going for the belt this week. Like, nah, because y'all not all going to win.
Hmm. Okay.
So
I
I
think
like
I
it.
think it's fine. Yeah, I agree.
Let him clap.
Well, well, like
Yeah.
yeah, like you got to live. I think the more couple they do need to add like that tension field or couple field or like the intergender stuff going with the WWE. You can't just
Hmm.
have all men, all women. I like the live and dom, the bad boy, bad girl kind of thing going and screwing people over. Then you got like the ships. They if you watch certain shit, they call them ships. You got Rhea and the J ship going. Like people
Hmm.
want to see them kind of on screen together in that kind of like relationship fashion. I think that's fire. Then you got what's her name? Charlotte coming back.
I was
Andrade's
just
her
about to say
husband.
that.
Like
Yo,
let's
they need to lean into that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
People want
I
to
hope
see
Absolutely
that
right.
I hope that elevates Andrade. Like, I hope that pushes Andrade to where he's supposed to be at, and not in this like weird. Andrade's a championship level wrestler, and he dating a goat. So like, let's get right, y'all. Like, we could really do something with that. Y'all let
yeah.
Nikki Bella win all them bum ass belts when John Cena was champion. Like, let my
Never
dog
give
get a
up.
couple of titles. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
nah, I agree 1,000. This is what I'm saying. So I like seeing those things and them alluding that they might get together and get the
mhm.
Dom and stuff like Charlotte come back. Charlotte, I think Charlotte needs to be seen in a different light. I'm tired of seeing her in the like, yes, she's the GOAT. She undeniably the GOAT. And you got one or
Mm.
two folks, maybe three women wrestlers that might be coming up behind her. You have the Bianca,
Mm.
you got Jade, you got I feel like I'm missing one.
I think Tiffany one of them ones.
Tiffany
Mm.
looking
Yeah.
like she has that talent. Like so they got a few people that
EO,
have
Oscar.
yeah, Oscar, excuse me. Oscar. Um you got a few people that are of that caliber that can really go where you watch any matches and
Mm.
you get they're moving the energy is so there, they so sequential, you don't see the pauses and the slight like they're just going.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But you need to develop a character somewhat differently. And this is why I like that you see them leaning into the Dom and the Liv and the Rhea and the Jay. Hopefully, when she come back, we can see that different character development with Charlotte because she's been a
Mm.
heel almost a whole career. Latina,
She gotta be a baby. She gotta be a baby
yeah,
face. I think she needs to have a championship run that lasts more than 3 months. Like
Mm.
she's won it 14 times because she keeps losing the belt.
mm,
Mm.
She has put over every person that you could think of that has been established in that division has beaten her for a belt.
Mm.
So
mm,
at some point, like if she's the GOAT, like let her get one of them year-long runs. We don't see Bianca be a champion for a year. Rhea done been a champion for a year. Becky was a champion for over a year and then had a baby. Like she's the only person I don't think she's had a run more than 3 months.
yeah. And have them hating on her, like with her man
Yeah,
there. Like I'm trying to see
yeah.
that shit. Like, hell, oh, you think you the shit? Like, have her in that baby face
She
role and have
also
people hating on her.
bilingual.
Oh
Has
shit,
never
for real?
done, bro. So if you look at her Instagram, she's either in New York City or she's in fucking Mexico.
Mm.
She speaks Spanish on her Instagram all the time. So imagine she comes down, start speaking like when Rhea was speaking Spanish the other day or whatever.
I'm gonna change my
Imagine if
pants.
Charlotte started doing that all the time because she's fluent.
Mm-hmm.
And she coming out. Maybe she does like remember Alberto Del Rio? What crazy because she used to date him. Like you know how he had the ring announcer. What if she was Andrade's ring announcer
Mm-hmm. That'd be
in all
fire.
Espanol?
That's fire. I like that.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
make him a star and put him next to his wife. It sounds like a good idea to me. I also want to put Jimmy and Naomi back together on screen.
Bring that
Yeah.
shit together. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. like, why not? I think that makes wrestling fun again. It creates different dynamics. It creates different storylines, and we don't always have to put them in a mixed tag match. That's being
I don't even
lazy.
want to see that shit either.
Yeah, no, have them have static with
One on
different
ones.
people, one on one beef. Like nigga talking to his girl crazy, nigga pull up,
What?
pop him. Like what? Like
So do you think that
bring
we could
those
get
back.
that? On my fault.
No,
Do
go
you
ahead.
think that
I apologize.
you think that we could get that with Montez and Bianca then?
That would
That'll
be
be hard.
tough. That would be
Jeffy.
tough. And fuck it, set it up then.
I don't say much.
Tez and Bianca, like Tez and Andrade, two dudes who deserve this push
Mm-hmm.
with their wives, world champions, multiple times over.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a corner. That's a compelling story to me.
Yeah.
Even if it's not for a belt right away, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay.
Well, that could be set up down the line too.
Yeah. And
they have
then
static
one of them
now,
win.
and then
Yeah. Triple H called me.
Hire us. You feel me?
You feel me? Speaking of Andrade, let's move over to SmackDown, where it seemed like they kind of inserted him into the U.S. Championship picture, with LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes. Like if anything, they putting both of them into the picture. Which I don't. Again, like as you can see, Drew's reaction to it, I'm not too sold on that. I think that it should be just. I don't know. I don't want to say the fuck it, I'm gonna say him. LA Knight's run, even though we've been wanting him to be a champ for a long time, I feel like he's kind of coming up short as far as his run. And I think
It's weird though, because it's only been a
including
month.
right, but still, I mean, we were pause. We were tough on Cody for damn, son. All right.
Oh, man, is this?
Hey yo.
Cook that.
Damn.
Oh,
Damn, son.
no,
All right,
we
anyway.
was critical of other people's runs for sure, even from the beginning. But it's been a month. I thought me personally, 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, I thought him and Ludwig Kaiser, that was a fire match. I
Right
thought that
before
was fire.
Bash.
That like showed up to me. It was more for Kaiser than it was for LA Knight. But like
they did they
that was a good ass match. He can have good matches with people. He probably needs some bullshit wins though. Like you know how we're saying that Gunther need the right dancing partner. Fucking give LA Knight some bullshit ass wins. He just keep winning, and then start throwing him real comp. Because this Braun Breaker shit, I feel like they're putting space in between it because they know they gotta have Braun win all the matches.
Okay.
Certain characters need good storylines. And you got a talker like LA Knight who kind of have the Rock and Stone Cold kind of thing going for him in terms of like the way his mic style and shit like that. I feel like you can't just put him in a match. The only time it really worked was for Ludwig Kaiser, and it was in Berlin. Like it kind of, he leaned into it. He know this was he was happy for Ludwig. You could tell like he was in the ring. He was smiling. He was happy for him because he never got that reception, and he put on for him like, "Yo, bro, I got you. We're
He
gonna
got
have a fire
cheered
act."
the whole match. LA Knight was getting booed.
Exactly, and he leaned into it. And even that was just a good storyline because he's in this man's city, and this man's stage, this man's face going great, like so it worked. But like with him, you need to put him against somebody who can kind of talk it up. Mello can talk a bit, but are you going to do it right? Like you got to give him a good talking partner to build his matches.
But
Like
was
how
I
Drew and
thought Logan
CM.
Paul? Yeah, what that's because they legend, so that I can't even really But I'm saying like he had Logan Paul. I thought that shit was boring all summer.
Mm.
Mm.
Showing up at people's cribs in the pool, all that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Stealing a car. I don't care about that shit. And LA Knight he's a talker, so like
Hmm.
he's supposed to be able to get the match over without like physicality. And that shit was mid at best.
He did it with Roman. Like he was talking crazy to
But
Roman.
how
That
long was
shit.
that?
That was. I mean, but I'm saying
That
like
shit was years ago
his
now.
he can do it. You just have
Yeah,
to find the right partner. Like he needs a good dancing partner to go back and forth with him on those kind of levels to make it work. Then we'll be like more interested in his matches because
yeah,
forget that he can go. He's more athletic than he looks. He be doing different
yeah,
shit. He busts some shit out that we don't. Every time he has like a big match, we
yeah,
see some shit that we never seen him do before. But I feel like you need a compelling storyline and partner with him. Same thing with Gunther.
Mm.
You like those two, you need to put them with the right parents. We believe for Gunther is Seth. Who is it for LA Knight? You need those kind of guys with him, in my
I feel
opinion.
like he needs to up the work rate. He just
Mm,
needs to have good matches, and then we
Mm.
can start to infuse some storylines. I think that has been his one knock of all of his work. Is he's athletic and he could do wild shit, but I can only name a couple of good matches, and you name the one that comes to mind every time is Roman. That Roman match was amazing. That was probably the best match I've seen him have.
mm.
And
Mhm.
then that Kaiser match is probably in the top five of matches he's had. That doesn't say a lot for the talent that he has. So like, show me the work rate. It's almost like the opposite of Seth. Like Seth, we know the work rate. We don't want Seth to be in certain spots because he's always in those spots. But we know if Seth's
Mm.
gonna be in the match, we're gonna get a quality match. Even when he was flabby, I don't know how he pulled that
Mm.
shit off because I would have been fucking dying out there, couldn't breathe. So like I think he needs to show the work rate. And that's what I'm saying. Just keep giving him tough, opponents like good matches he could have. And then eventually building a story somewhere and doing that.
Mm.
John Cena kind of did it when he had the open challenge for the US title. And I think he did that when he was in Berlin. Like, do that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. Keep having have NXT people come up and wrestle him one week. And then, have a Tez wrestle him the next week and just keep surprise. Like, they got this TNA deal. Have TNA
Right.
wrestlers come in and wrestle him the
I'll be
next
more
week.
interested in that.
You see
Like
what I'm
if
saying?
it,
But that's
yeah,
not a storyline per
yeah.
se. But it just we're gonna see him do the shit that we kind of haven't seen him do yet.
I'm saying if you're gonna do those random like matches like that, then I would be interested in the TNA guys come up because like we know, all right, there's no storyline, but we kind of intrigued to see how they will both square off against each other. So I'd be intrigued with that.
Mm-hmm.
Why not try? You don't have to do it like Braun Breaker, but not why not try the Braun Breaker route? Like Braun Breaker's pulling up on people, talking crazy to them. Like
He is Steiner though,
yeah,
like,
that's
and I
true.
think they're trying to make him a heel.
He
I think they're
clearly
trying
is a
to,
heel.
yeah, but I think like he was a babyface before. I think they like inching close, like that
Mm.
shit with Jay was crazy. It's fine, but like I think they're
Mhm.
trying to inch him towards it. So I don't blame them for taking their time with Braun Breaker. They're trying to do the opposite of Goldberg.
Right.
Mm.
Like they have a Goldberg level talent, but they don't want him to. They don't want to microwave it too fast, and then by the time we realize his flaws, we like, oh, he trash. We don't want to see
Mhm.
this.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
And then honestly, like again, like Drew's reaction to when we brought up SmackDown, it was really a sleeper. But one thing I want to speak about is, in terms of SmackDown is Jacob Fatu in that 8-man tag match. Do you think, first of all, he's a talent. He is ridiculous. All right. And another thing I also want to bring up is the stunt that Cody pulled at the beginning of the well, I think it was the beginning
oh,
of
when he was
the
like,
show when
I
he
ain't
said
talking to
that,
you.
yeah, when he said that Jacob deserves a WWE championship match. And then he
Instead of
gets up
Solo.
on, yeah, instead of so that he gets up there, look like he's about to get in the ring, and then says that
Solo's like,
bullshit. That
Solo.
whole
Paula.
you're my tribal chief. Like, nigga, what the fuck is that? Anyway, but nah, as far as talent wise, I feel like they just need to let Jacob. Like, we've only seen Jacob go crazy in tag matches, so I don't think he's had a singles match yet, has he? He's just
No.
been beating people up,
No, yeah, no.
right? So I want to see Jacob in a singles match
I
where
think they
he's
saving
allowed.
that.
What's it for Roman?
I don't know what the fuck. Yo, like I'm really going back now, and I'm really like confused on why Solo was the person that we decided to put in this spot. I could understand because Jacob, um, hasn't been on this level, like in terms of the production or like remembering to look at the hard cam, like all that shit. Cool. I
Mhm.
understand why he's not the tribal chief. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, they've been in Japan. They gonna be bouncing back and forth between other languages on them. Like, there's a reason why they not talking as much either.
Mhm.
I just feel like they probably should have made Jimmy the like they should have put someone who could talk for real. Because even Solo
Mhm.
kind of weak.
Yeah. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
But like at least Jimmy, he's Solo's big brother.
Hmm.
The same way that so like there's some sense to why he's the leader right now.
Right.
But like with Solo, I'm like clearly Jacob Fatu is the leader, Loki. Like he
I
may
think
not
they might fuck
give the
with that. They might.
directions.
Right.
Like yeah, he's not giving the directions, but by his actions, you know what the fuck is going on. Because
He's a
that man
scarier.
is dangerous.
Yeah, he's a scarier enforcer than Solo was when
He's
he was
scaring
the
the Roman.
enforcer.
The
Right.
fuck?
I think that's the point though. Like I think I agree that they should have had somebody like Jimmy kind of moving the way how Solo's moving.
Just as
But
like the figurehead. I'm not saying like having the championship matches and none. I'm just saying that like as a figurehead, he should have been the leader.
yeah, but like you wanted to set up the bloodline against the bloodline. So ultimately
Mm.
Jimmy had to be
Over it.
get his ass beat. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So now you pushing Roman as the heel. I mean, baby face. Jay is already a super baby face. You're trying to create sympathy for Jimmy when he comes back to for them to rejoin and go take on Bloodline to NWO, Bloodline Wolf Pack, whatever you call them
Wolfpack?
niggas. like you gotta set it up like that. So I understand, but for the way how they did Solo, how they built him up to have him look like this as
Mhm.
a top guy, that is what I don't like. Like that kills the lore of the Wolfpack. Like Solo should always have remained
And the Enforcer?
and not in a he could have been the man, but not be seen as weak. Like he needed to be. He should be seen as dominant. And then you have this crazy motherfucker Jacob
Mm.
Fatu behind him. It's like all right, this bloodline is really ruthless. And then Tama Loa and Tama Tonga, they just jump in it. Like that's what because that's what's killing it. Because Solo looks weak.
It's not
So
even that, bro. It's not even that he looks weak. We know that he's weak because he lost like every match for the last year.
Right. He
Like,
hasn't won a
and wins
singles
and
match in
losses
a
matter.
minute.
That shit matters. Like, we
Yeah.
can't just ignore it for the sake of like, oh, not here the tribal chief. Like, we can to an extent, but at the same time, we looking at him like, bro, did you? When the last time you won?
Mhm.
so even if he lost, right? If he lost in a strong state, like got cheated, not really cheated, or somebody came interjected, hit him,
Mm-hmm.
that'd have been all right. But they're showing him needing those folks to cheat for him to win. So they painted him in a weak light. So because if he lost in a strong way and still had that enforcer quality
Mm-hmm.
behind him, then Bloodline being crazy would be way more believable with Jacob Fatu behind. Because now you got
I mean, Roman was winning like that too for
I
some
was
of the
about to
runs.
say, so
Yeah.
what's the difference between Roman and Solo? Is it
I
just
the difference
the
is
how?
because they built him. They built Roman. The storyline was built around him
It
being
was
somewhat cowardly and needing to lean on Jay,
no.
not cowardly, but Jay to help him or Solo to help him, and then turning
No,
Jimmy and Jay against each other. Like,
I don't think so. I think it was built on him stacking Daniel Bryan and Edge on top of each other and beating two people in the main event of WrestleMania. I think
Mm.
it was built on strength, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
built on strength and numbers. And when
Mm.
it got to that, we were really over it, and then they still beat Cody in 39, which I don't agree that was the best move. But
Mm.
it was a great payoff later. But like I think what you're saying is I agree because I think that Roman had been built on strength, and then he was a coward. Solo
Mm-hmm.
just started off as a coward,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Like he was developed. The story developed him into that, especially with all the moving parts with the Jimmy and Jay shit going
Mm-hmm.
on, and then people kind of looking at Solo probably should be the tribal chief because they started alluding to him being So I could
Mm-hmm.
see, or if he started doing some cowardly shit to maintain his reign, all pun intended. You see what I did to maintain his reign. Cool, but like Solo started off like he's supposed to be the enforcer, and he out here losing matches. He needed people to
Well,
help cheat to win and stuff like.
so for the first year he was never pinned or submitted. He got
Mm-hmm.
disqualified. Then last year he just fucking lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like every fucking thing. He just kept losing. I think they lost that at some point, but even given how like crazy Solo was in the beginning, like he was like the final nail in the coffin. The Solo interjected in the match, he was losing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I if you had to say, you're wrestling Roman and Solo about to come out, or you're wrestling Solo and fucking Jacob Fatu about to come out, give me Roman. Give me Roman. Because I got a better
Mm-hmm.
chance of getting through the two of them than I do Jacob Fatu come out. Because
Yeah, he's
that
bad.
motherfucker is different. Yeah. Yo, he did that shit with a walking boot on to Cody.
I, I don't want to see him in a singles match. Let me tell you why. I don't want to see Jacob Fatu in a singles match for now. I want like once that happened, I want like some sort of run to start with him when he start doing singles
Mm,
matches. So I'm cool with him jumping people or doing mix. I'm like 2 or 3 man tag matches and shit like that, and being in the store and being a scary figure and maintaining that lore
hmm
until it's time for him to do his own because he's so super talented. Like what Trey was saying, he's super talented. He needs to have a run, and I rather they save that one-on-one shit for when his run is about to start. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm. So is that a
I
wrap for the
bet.
weekly?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for the
All right.
weekly. So now we're gonna move on to our topics. Yeah, so go ahead, Drew, we'll take
So
over.
for this week, and I'll give y'all some time to think about it. Who are y'all current sleepers? It could be in wrestling in general or just in WWE. One guy, one girl, for your current sleepers. So they can't be currently holding a belt and they're not really put into a prominent storyline at the moment.
Oh, I got one for the male. I just gotta think about
Yeah.
the woman one. No, I got it. I got mine.
Yeah.
I just
I got both right now.
okay.
Y'all could go
I'll
ahead.
jump in. So for me, I already mentioned them. It's Andrade, El Idolo.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeper. Andrade should be getting pushed to the moon. I don't know what the holdup is. I know he's good to enhance other talent and teach people, but like, man, he only gonna be young for so long. So
Mm-hmm.
while he's still young, I think people forget he was an NXT champion. He was champion, I think, right after Nakamura. No, he was champion after Aleister Black.
Mm.
Because there
Okay.
was a run where everybody that was champion NXT was elite.
Mm-hmm.
And he got that belt, did his thing. So he should have an opportunity to win at least a mid card belt and then be on his way to a championship belt in at least the next 2, 3 WrestleManias before this contract is up. And then
Mm-hmm.
on the women's side, it's somebody who's on the shelf. I don't think will be back until Royal Rumble. It's Asuka.
Okay.
Asuka's had the most piss poor booking since she's been on the main roster. Asuka was a monster on NXT. Probably the
Mm-hmm.
greatest NXT champion, man or woman. like 18 months or something as the champion.
Mm-hmm.
She won that first Royal Rumble, and then she lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania. I ain't do nothing for her. So
Okay.
I see them as two sleepers. People don't consider, like, yes, we consider Oscar to be great, but a lot of people that are like turning on the program, they're not seeing her as no top level talent. They see her as a tag team
Mm-hmm.
wrestler right now. And then same with Andrade. Andrade over here losing to Carmelo. Carmelo
Okay.
having parties for winning one match on the main roster.
He's mad for he in the shop, barbershop. I fucked with it.
That's funny. All
Yeah.
right.
So those are my
Okay.
two.
So my two, and I feel like y'all probably be like, nah, he don't really count as a sleeper, but I think that the way they pushing him, I think he needs to be pushed further, and that's Montez Ford.
Oh, he's a sleeper. He's a
Yeah,
sleeper.
yeah, I
Damn.
got Montez. You can have the same person, bro. Damn.
You could, yeah. That wasn't. I was gonna pick Montez, but I figured y'all would have picked him. So
I got Montez Ford because talent wise, that man is talented. He's strong. He can high. He could fly. That
he
man
got
can fly.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got Montez, and on the women's side, I'm gonna go with Kyrie Sane. I feel like because
Mm-hmm. He's mad. I could give you one when you get to that. I'll give you one on the women's side. I had a backup.
Yeah.
So I got Kyrie Sane because again, I know she don't talk about her elbow, but the best elbow,
In the business,
outside of Macho Man's.
he
Um,
dead. So I mean, get well soon, Kyrie. Keep doing your thing. And you saw her
um,
face got cracked
yeah, she got.
last week. That shit was disgusting.
No, they didn't even catch her, bro. I feel like that's on Bianca. She definitely could have caught her and saved her
So
from that.
Bianca wasn't in the way, and then she was. So she kind of broke some of the fall, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Shorty got bounced. That's the truth. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
which I'm sure she know what I'm about to say.
She
She
probably
overshot it
jumped.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my two. So Montez and I got Kyrie saying, well, unfortunately,
Kyrie Sane hasn't been the champion on the main roster, right?
no,
Like world champion,
no.
right?
No, she's been a tag
She's
champ. That's
tag
about
team.
it.
Yeah, she should be a world champion by
I
now.
don't even think she's had a single run. So like, soon as she came in,
Nah, she hasn't. She was Sky Pirates. Yeah.
yeah,
Damn. That's dirt.
Man, he got me tight. Like,
You
as you
lost
said,
both your
Montez.
people?
Yeah, like I got one. It's probably not. I'll say Trick Williams. Um,
Okay. Oh, you going sleeper?
yeah, I think Trick. Fuck it,
Okay.
let's do it. Right, let's cut the lights on. I say Trick Williams. I think he's like Booker T 2.0. He got charisma,
Might be better.
trained by him,
Mm-hmm.
kind of pushed by him. Like he had a crazy storyline with him and Melo. Like so clearly give him the right storyline. He already got the wrestling talent and he's sharpening up. He's
Mm-hmm.
athletic, he got the look, he got the charisma, the riz like the young kids like to say. So I feel like, once he get to the main roster, he can probably be that one of those besides Montez Ford, one of those black superstars that actually get pushed. Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I understand Triple H is my guy, but I do understand where people's coming from. Like they want to see more
Black wrestlers push.
diversity
Mm-hmm.
being pushed. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing it on the women's division, and we fucks with you for that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're highlighting a lot of the black women, and
What you mean? He just had two Latinx champions.
that's what
Cody and Damian.
stop. Well, let's keep it a
Yo.
stack though. Trick is probably the only nigga. He's out here got a diss record now. Like I don't know if y'all peeped that. He
He
yeah,
has a
bugging.
full on diss record,
He
bro.
bugging.
Yo,
that
to
shit
the
going
realest,
over.
and that to the realest niggas of all songs. Of all songs, and to the realest niggas. Let's really talk about it. Like Trick is definitely that guy.
Come to the show, my nigga.
You know what's crazy? I
RNW.
agree. I agree so much that I think that Trick's potential supersedes the potential of Melo.
Hmm.
Like I think Melo is good, but I think Trick got like the full like. So the look is a part of it, and
Hmm.
Trick looked like a world champion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He just do. The same way like we were talking about Jade. Like Jade looks like a top level world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Does she got the rest yet? Not quite. But I think Trick is much closer to being that than Jade.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
yeah, I could definitely
100%.
agree with Trick.
Yeah, like 100%. I think Melo, if you book Melo the right way, like once they put him in that hill role, I was like, oh,
He was better, yeah.
yeah, he was way like, and they let him off the leash a little bit. He was freestyling a little bit. He was able to dive more into. I was like, okay, but yeah,
I think
like
it just
Trick,
made Trick more of a star though.
it did though.
That ended up being a byproduct was we looking at it like, okay, all right, Carmelo has something to oh damn, this Trick nigga funny.
Right.
That's a
Oh
He's
talent
shit.
though.
talented too. Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's a because as much I ain't fuck with Triple H. When I got older, I was like, he was that guy. He made you hate him.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we can have the superstars like the Rock and the
The
Stone
Rock and
Colds
Stone
and shit
Cold,
like
yeah.
that. So if Melo gets into that kind of bag, like that's a talent within itself. Um, but all right, so for the woman, uh, Jada, like we going super sleepers.
Jada,
Parker? What is it Parker or something?
god
Jada Parker,
damn.
yeah,
Wow.
Jada Parker. Like so,
Damn.
She
if
Damn.
we,
bad too. And she bad. What's up,
Damn.
Jada?
hmm
Damn.
She bad
yeah,
too.
Damn. Yo.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talk
You ain't
about
gotta say
having
nothing
enough.
else. You
You
got it.
got that. You got it. You won that one, bro.
Yo. Yeah, facts. Facts. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. She nice too. She
Hmm
athletic as a
She's
motherfucker.
she's
Is
talented.
Triple H?
Yeah.
Oh no, not well, I mean it is Triple H, but Shawn Michaels got what? 7 black chicks on NXT roster that's wild nice.
Mm-hmm.
That he seems real cool, a little too cool with. Ain't gonna put no smut on his name, but it's looking kind of crazy over
Sean, you hiring?
there.
Like,
Thanks. You need talent
just saying.
development or something over there?
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? I could be a trainer and all that shit. I'm like, what's up?
You really could. Nutritionist,
Facts.
all that. I'll
Mm-hmm.
at him.
All right. And
Yeah.
then we got Drew, you wanna go on to the next one?
Yeah. So this is kind of crazy, but so Kevin Owens' contract was running out at the end of last year. I guess Tom got added to make it be another year. Everybody took their eyes off the ball because there were all these other contracts still come. McIntyre, Seth, Becky. Becky still ain't signed. Kevin Owens' contract is up in December. And it looks like there's stalls in negotiations. It's not looking like he's
Mm-hmm.
going to come back. If Kevin Owens leaves, there's a chance that he goes to AEW. I mean, I already said my piece about the WWE wrestlers going to AEW. I don't see that as the silver bullet to fixing your
Mm-hmm.
career, but what do y'all think about one, WWE letting Kevin Owens leave, like not giving him whatever it is that he wants, or two, him going to AEW?
Pay that man, please. Pay Kevin Owens. He's too big of a talent for y'all to lose. Outside of yes, you may not have booked him as, a long-term champion
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, but whatever work he has done in ring, he is fire. He's going to give you those matches. I would say damn near almost every one of his matches is damn near, I'll give it like a 4-star, between 4 or 5-star match. You pay that man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think WWE, in my opinion, can afford to lose him, because then you have to find somebody to replace him. And I don't think nobody, and he's not replaceable. You can't replace a Kevin Owens. I'm sorry. And I know Chanel is a big Kevin O KO fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like ain't nobody that's KO size outside, again, Jacob Fatu, but that's KO size that's doing the shit that he's doing. He has a crazy swanton that's rivals Jeff Hardy. like
Might be
come
better.
on,
He's fat as fuck.
right? So let's pay that man. And if he does go to AEW, like you said, Drew, I don't think that's gonna. They better pay him. He better just do it for the bread.
Well,
And
remember
like,
what they cap is at right now. The two highest paid people are making 5 million.
mm, okay,
So they'd have to jump over that five. Like I would figure they'd have to jump over the 5 million to get Kevin Owens.
gotcha.
Uh, uh, I think it's a major. Well, you know my thing. I'd say Kevin Owens is the GOAT. Like he's the current GOAT.
Hmm.
He's the guy that put people over. He's the guy that can have the safest matches while taking the craziest bumps. Has a crazy move set. Can bring a story along. Knows how to sell shit. He's just for whatever reason WWE never looked at him as a true champion. For whatever
Hmm.
reason, they never booked him as such, which he deserves a championship run at some point. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So, but if they lose him, like I would feel the same kind of way like how they lost Samoa Joe. Like these are guys that can bring the storylines along, have great matches. You can shoot fire vignettes. They can talk crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can
Hmm.
interject them in any. Can you imagine Samoa Joe in a bloodline kind of shit? Around like, can you imagine how? This is what I'm saying. So if you lose Kevin Owens, you're losing a utility guy
Yeah.
who's literally championship caliber. Like you're losing him. So I don't know. And some of them people look at AEW as a quick cash grab. Me go grab this bread. They do less shows, less traveling. I could probably spend some more time with my family while making more money and then come back. Like,
You
you
know
know
what's
what I'm saying?
crazy? That's changing. So after this upcoming MSG trip, like I think later this month, um, they're basically moving the house show schedule to like a skeleton schedule. So most wrestlers will be home 4 to 5 days a week
Who's
in
AEW?
WWE. So you would literally work a house show and work your TV show in succession and go home. So
Hmm.
like this completely changes what they're not going to be 300 dates a year anymore. They're not going to be 270. They're going to be way lower, closer to like 180, 200 dates a year.
Wow.
So that completely is going to change. And it's funny because Triple H, had that little dig at Will Ospreay talking about something you don't work 300 a year. And Triple H now lowered the schedule. I guess, I mean, Triple H knows what they're going to do with the business. So it's like, you was afraid of the smoke. And I was going to change the game anyway. So you should have just came over here and got this money. The other thing for context, Kevin Owens makes $2 million a year. We already talked about what the top people make. 2 million ain't shit.
It ain't.
Hmm.
Crazy thing, I didn't even notice, but I guess as folks have started to talk about his contract in 2021, when his last contract was up and him and Sami Zayn renewed at the same time, he actually explored a contract with AEW and they chose not to match that $2 million a year in 2021.
Mm.
Crazy work.
Wow. Mm.
And I would say $2 million is a bargain for Kevin Owens.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yo, pay that man. Pay that man.
They make money off merch, but like still, I want my base to be
Hmm.
you guys like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I shouldn't be having to sell crazy merch just to make up to 5 million when I'm in the best matches. I'm in the best
Hmm.
storylines. You can plug me anywhere. Yeah,
Hmm.
they gotta pay him. They gotta pay him. And
Pay
bring
that
Samoa
man.
Joe back.
I don't think he wants to come back. I don't know if Samoa Joe wants to come back. So,
I also
Well, I
think
guess there was like some like doctor, like I think he wasn't cleared for a while because of all the
mm,
concussions and shit. I don't think WWE doctors was clearing him. So I think
mm,
that's part of the reason he kind of had to go.
okay. Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
nah.
2 million a year.
Get that
What
man
do you
up
think
to
is
three or
fair?
four. 3 or 4. I'll give him
give him
four.
that 5.
No,
Yeah, I
give
was
him
gonna
five.
say
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
If he's
I,
doing, if Logan's getting 5, get that man
Yeah.
5. Yeah, get
I'll
that
give
man
him
5.
5 at least.
Mm-hmm.
At least, like he can make or break your storylines.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, he's safe. Like you ain't
Yeah.
got to worry about him injuring other talent or injuring himself. He is safe. Like you'll pay that man.
Yeah.
I also think it's not only just money because I know when they have discussions, correct me if I'm wrong, they talk about like where they kind of want to go and if they can have that built into their contracts a little bit. Because I know Cody spoke about that, so it could probably be like, "Yo, listen, I've taken L's.
Mhm.
I didn't really have a true push.
Hmm.
I'm putting people over. Like, when is going to be my go?
Hmm.
When am I going to get a good run? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, there's only so many people who require that in the contract, and I'm sure that only goes so far for so many people. If that might work for KO, I think it's more about like for Cody, he just wanted to be presented as Cody Rhodes coming in from AEW. He didn't want them to repackage him
Hmm.
Mhm.
as the last Cody, not necessarily Stardust, but as like the last Cody Rhodes that he was in WWE, which was smart. Like same theme, same all that, same with Jade. Like don't
Mhm.
change the presentation, make it the same. I mean, I think KO probably could lobby for a championship run, but I would say I would do what CM Punk did. Like I just want a main event WrestleMania. I don't need to win at the main event or
Hmm.
any of that, but like put me in that position because I
Because
didn't
there's
get
nothing
that
but
when I was here before.
and
Yeah,
it's nothing but upward movement
after
there.
that shit. Yeah,
You main event WrestleMania, you're gonna be good. So yeah, I feel like if that's his negotiation or his terms, like they could definitely meet that. They could meet that. And especially
you would
WrestleMania
think.
is 2 nights. It's 2 nights. You can make it work. You don't have to have a championship match each night. You can have both championship nights on matches on night two and have
So we did this year.
right. Like
Hmm.
you can do that. Make it happen. Triple H, WWE. Um, I
KO.
forgot which con is
Oh,
on the board. Nick Khan.
Nick Khan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Rock. You on the board too. Pay that man.
You better chill.
Yeah,
You
you
better
sending
chill.
swords and shit. Like,
Rock might pull up on you. Chill.
yeah, you
I don't
sending
want no
swords
smoke with the
out to
Rock.
people.
I
Yeah,
punch my
Punk
nah, I'm
ass
mouth.
good.
nigga.
I'm just saying, like,
I ain't
Pay that
keep
man.
scared.
KO paid.
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. So again, this is another episode of RNW. Appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all pulling up. See y'all next week.
Tap in.